before? The people vote for Donald Trump? Okay, well, so I know I was talking about, the Latino vote before. The people vote for Donald Trump? Okay, well, let's get on to the white folks. The white farmers. So, word is out now that the white farmers voted for Donald Trump because they thought they were going to get black Americans in the fields. Because they also thought black folks did not have jobs. So when we put this all together, somehow the white farmers were convinced that black folks don't have jobs. We don't work. we don't work. And so they voted for Donald Trump because they thought, okay, he gonna send them in the fields. So Donald Trump and them, with that whole Project 2025, said, okay, so we got to make this happen. So we got to cut these DEI stuff, all this DEI stuff, to put black Americans out of work. When in reality, they put a bunch of white folk out of work just to get black folks out of work. And so all these cuts that are happening are to try and harm black Americans so much till they think that we're going to go into the fields. Now, when you think about that, that makes you double back and see why they want the Latinos out. Because the Latinos, right, to them, they are reproducing entirely too fast, okay? And so they're like, we got to get them out of here because black Americans don't reproduce as fast as the Latinos. And so if we could get them out, then the black Americans can take their place in the field. This is for real. And so now you double back to the black jobs. They're taking your job. Yes, you got to double back to what he said. They're taking black jobs, y'all. Like, they have all this down. Like, they have all this whole circle. So now let's go back to the farmers if you're still with me, okay? Because the white farmers, that's what they believed was going to happen. So if y'all got all that straight, this is the message to the white farmers. The last thing you want is for black Americans to be in your fields. Don't let the devil fool you. As a matter of fact, you might want to let the devil fool you to see what's going to happen. What I'm trying to tell you, the last thing you ever going to want is black Americans in your fields. Nah, I'm going to let you fill in the blank on that one. And this goes to show that they will go to any lengths. Remember I said that, first of all, we had the Latinos, some Latinos, not all of them, just some Cubans, some Cuban ones, talk about you're next, right? To black Americans. So they thought we was immigrants, okay? And so now we have the white farmers who are still living in the 1700s, thinking back to glory days, quote unquote. They thought with their vote, we were going to the fields. So you got one group thinking they gonna kick us out of here, and you got another group of people thinking that we going to the fields. Now this right here is a real mental problem because people are literally stuck. I'm telling y'all, people are stuck in the 1700s when they think about black Americans, okay? I'm telling you, their thought process, they sit around probably campgrounds and picnics and stuff and talk about how can we make this happen? That was their heyday. I'm telling you, when that freaking plantation house burned down in Louisiana, I think, right? That was their heyday. Now, I'm trying to say that was their heyday. When that plantation house down in Louisiana got torched, okay? I'm telling you, that broke them.
We've entered the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer. We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Or welcome back to the channel. I have been away for a very long time because I have been doing other things, but I wanted to talk about something because it's getting crazy. At the point of the election, I was just watching to see what would happen And what happened was exactly what I thought would happen. Trump was voted in by MAGA and also, those colorless adjacent people. He has been tearing things up, and it's only been a couple of months. So everybody is holding on by their fingernails, and the price of eggs have not gone down as he promised. I'm keeping an eye on that. But the farmers in California to Nebraska to Texas, they're going to be losing their farms because these people are getting what they voted for. I personally, in the back of my mind, said maybe they'd vote for their best interest, which would be Kamala, because Trump, the second part of the Hurricane Trump, I said this maybe a couple of years ago, is going to come back through if he gets back in, and he's going to tear shit up. And that's exactly what he's doing. And it's affecting the people who least expected it. They 100% thought this was going to affect Black people and everybody else who's non-colorless. And it hasn't. It's been hitting them real hard. So with this, the farms, their produce is rotting. Nobody's there to pick it. Black people are not getting in those fields. It's not happening. I don't know who told them we weren't working and didn't have jobs, careers. Looking at the most educated among us, it's insane the things that they tell themselves just to get up for the day. Because if they actually just accepted what is, I don't think they'd be able to get out of bed because they feel so worthless. But you guys played the videos of nobody's coming out there to do that work. I'm kind of confused because I've been hearing for a very long time that immigrants have been taking jobs. Trump said Black jobs, which I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I see people who have immigrated here, they have their citizenship, they're in nursing, construction, doing jobs like that. So I was thinking maybe that's what he meant. But no, he's talking about these jobs. He can go to hell because, as she said, you don't want Black people out there because nothing's going to get done. Your farm might end up getting burned down, but the food is rotting. That's going to affect us when we go to the store. I'm already seeing shortages. I'm already seeing how people are stacking items on the shelves to make it look like it's full when it's not. And again, this is what they want to take their country back. So I guess this is what they wanted. This is how they wanted it to be. A few of them have been crying, saying they regret it. It's too late. He's going to be in here for another, 3.5 years? It looks like he's bringing if you read the Bible, the 3.5 years of pain and tribulation, and we see who it's affecting. Personally, I want to know where all of the colorless people are who were saying the immigrants were taking their jobs and the Blacks were taking their jobs. Why are they not out there picking those tomatoes? Why are they not out there picking blueberries? These people are the most intelligent, hardworking people who have ever existed on this planet. It should be nothing for them to go out there and actually outdo immigrants. What? I'm confused. I need the delegation to come together and submit a form and tell me what's going on as far as you not out there helping your fellow colorless farmer gather. And why are the farmers not out there? Like, why are you not working together harmoniously to make this nation great again? What's going on? I really want to know because actually, for the colorless farmers to think that Black Americans were going to get out in those fields, that doesn't make sense. After the president said, we're done with DEI, we're done with woke. So, the majority of Black people, except for a few, would be a diversity hire. And you don't want to do that. You want to stay away from diversity, equity, and inclusion. Don't include us in that. And you don't want our wokeness everywhere. That's going to harm your crops. It's not going to be great for your farm, right? So why would you even bring us in the middle of this? That makes no sense. But yeah. If somebody could answer that, I'm really confused because there was this sweep of Target and Walmart and all different corporations. And obviously these farmers voted to get the immigrants out. So they don't want diversity. So where are the MAGAs out there picking the blueberries? Why are they not getting the mangoes and the broccoli? What's going on there? They were relying on federal funding, which Black farmers were not. They are going to lose their equipment, their farm, and everything because they were taking handouts, because that's what they say about us. That's all we want is handouts, and we can only survive by their hard work, which we see they're crying and lamenting and wanting somebody to step in and save them, which, I mean, it's too late. So those chickens are coming home to roost, like I said, a long time ago. And I guess I can just leave it right there because everything is self explanatory. They thought they were doing something by trying to make this a colorless nation and trying to push anybody who's not colorless out. And they don't understand because these are not smart people. Just because you have money does not mean that you're intelligent. Even if you are educated, that doesn't mean that you're smart and intelligent. So we see the half a brain cell that's firing off in the mess that it's making. But I'll say you deserve this. I'm going to sit down with a tall glass of tea and my popcorn, and I'm going to sip your tears with lemon and honey, and I'm going to eat popcorn and watch the whole thing burn to the ground. I am reveling in your pain. As far as black people go, we're going to be fine. We know how to deal with hardship. Those people, those colorless people, on the other hand, they do not. This is going to devastate them. It's going to get worse from here. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think. And keep an eye on those egg prices. If they go down, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.